Hello, everyone. Welcome to Investors Relate course number 6. And in this course, we'll be discussing opening a call, closing the call, adding positions, reducing positions, and other things dealing with getting in and out of positions. So first, let's actually find a security or stock to look into. So let's go with a health stock. Let's go United Healthcare. Am I spelling that right? Care? Guess not. I don't know. Let's go with UPS. All right. So we're actually getting down to the fun part. This is where we start to make our money. This is how we make our money. So we already know how to, the difference between a call and a put, and we know the difference between bid and ask, delta, theta, implied volatility. So let's use that knowledge that we have, and let's go ahead and purchase our first contract. So this is how you would purchase your first contract. You would go to trade at the bottom. Let's clear out of that. If you have an old contract sitting in here, old stock that you were looking at that you're not trying to look at now, you just hit the clear in the top right hand corner. So let's clear that out. And then you see UPS is on the recent right there. If it's not, you can type it in. We'll just click it on the recently viewed. And then, of course, we'll do the view option chain. We'll just make sure our strike is at 24 so we can see enough of what we're trying to look at. And like I said, it's safe to go out a little bit. So let's just go out 27 days. Let's go out July 2nd. Let's say, okay, I believe UPS is going to do something by July 2nd. So if you wanted to order a call, remember, like I said, make sure you're clicking on the ask side of calls and the ask side of puts where it says ask at the top. Because if you're not, you're going to be selling to open, and we want to buy to, you'll be selling to close, and we want to buy to open. So let's scroll over first and let's see what has good volume. So if you can see that low volume there, implied volatility is low, which is okay. So basically, let's say, okay, out of all of this, the best volume for the best price is probably that 110 call. And don't just pick it based off volume. Say, okay, UPS is at 106. I believe by July 2nd, they can get close to 110. So let's click on the ask price of the 110 call. And the ask price you see is $1.87. The bid price is $1.13. We're going to click the ask price, and it's going to take us to the screen. And let's make sure our action says buy to open. And under contracts, we're going to go with 1. We're going to go with 1. All right, so if you see the ask and bid right there above the add equity, so the bid is 113 and the ask is 187. So let's count with my hands, say 13, 23, 33, 43, 53, 63, 73, 83. So that's about 4? Yeah, 74. Let's divide 74 by 2. It's about, 37? So we'll add the 37 to 13. So that's 13, 23, 33, 40. So the mid price is about 140. So instead of us paying 187 for this, we can probably get this at 140. So we say, okay, we know this is a good position. We're ready to buy. So it'll tell you your buying power down there, cash available for trading. So if your buying power is less than that, then you won't be able to buy this position. Actually, if your buying power is only 60 cents, 62 cents more than this, 64 cents more than this, you won't be able to buy this. You need at least 140 plus 65 cents because it's going to cost you 65 cents to make the transaction. So let's review order and let's place order. And this order is not going to fill because it's after hours, and options don't trade after hours. Oh, I calculated that wrong. So that's 150. So you see the mark is 150. So if I want this to go ahead and fill, I can click on this area. And you see how this is, let me explain this first though. You see how this is still sitting here, and it's sitting here because it hasn't filled. Now, if the price of this contract goes down from 150 to 140, and I leave it here, right here, it'll fill on its own. So I wouldn't have to change it. But say, okay, I want to get this position now. I don't think it's going down. I think it's only going up. So let's click on the position, the area, just anywhere in that area. And then you hit edit your order. And let's change this to 150. Now, if the market was open, that should fill. Now, sometimes I can change it to 150 and the price on the stock is steady jumping up and I can't catch it fast enough. In that scenario, if it's just moving up, if it was at 160, 170, every time I try to put it in, it beat me to it. In that scenario, I would just type the 187 X price so it would guarantee the fill. Now, in some cases, if you type the 187 X price and it goes up and it's only at 175 and you buy for 187, then you go into that position losing 12 cents on the contract, which is times 100, which is $12. So basically, you want to be careful. Most of the times you can fill it with a median price. If it's something that you just want to get in, if you just got to get in it, you can type in the X price and most of the time it'll guarantee a fill if it's not moving too fast, and then you can get in that way. Other times you can just let it sit here. Like if it was at 140, you just let it sit here and it'll fill on its own. So that's how you would order a position. So let's hit cancel here. And I have a position that's already here, so I'm going to show you how to close one. So if I go to my dashboard, I have a position here. So if I click on this position, I can click anywhere on this position. And if I click on that area, just that position, I can close it. So I can hit close position. And then this should say when you're closing a position, the action should say sell to close. And I have 24 contracts of this position. And you see the bid and the ask are kind of tight because it's heavy volume. So that's why the bid and ask is tight. I could probably fill this at 144. I may be able to fill it at 145 if the volume is so heavy on it. So basically, I would type in 144, and I have 24 contracts. And then you see that amount is $3,456 is what those contracts are worth. I would review order, and then I would place order. And the order would fill. If the market was open, the order would fill. But the market is closed, and you see the mark price is actually 144 on this, like I said. So the mark price is 144. That's what I set it for. If the market was open, then this position would fill. So I don't really want this to fill, so I'm going to cancel it. And then I'm just going to show you something else here. So if I wanted to add a position, say like I'm already in this position, most of the time it's good to add a position. Say, for instance, if you buy a position for $100 and it drops down, you lose money, it gets down to 50. If you add another one at 50, that means your average price reduced from $100 on average to $75 on average, which means you'll put yourself in a better position of making your money back and getting back into a profit zone. So let's add a position. To add a position, then I would just go here, click there, and then I'll click add position. And then I could add a position. Now it's good to add a position if your current position is down. Like if you're in a current position, you want to get more, it's good to add it when it's down, because when it's down, you can actually add on to it and you could take your average cost down. But I mean, sometimes it's good to add when the position is up if you think it's going to keep shooting up. So it can be a good thing to add positions. And also when you're reducing a position, you can reduce a position the same way. You'll just go back here to your dashboard, click on the position, and you can click reduce position. And then with reducing a position, a lot of people reduce positions. Say if I bought some contracts for $100, 2 contracts, $100 a piece, $200. they get up to, those two contracts go from being worth 200 to 600. Okay, so I might want to sell one that's 300. That means I pay for the two at 200. Then I kept $100 profit, and then I can just let the other one ride free. So it doesn't matter what the other one does, because I've already made my money back and I made some profit. And that's how people minimize their risk, by getting multiple contracts, letting them double each other, and then sell one, or let it double or triple each other. Well, let it double or triple, and then sell one and keep the other one and just let it ride. So that's a good strategy as well. But all of these are pretty much the same screen when you're once you hit add or hit reduce or hit open or hit close, you're going to get to that same screen, and it's going to be the same steps when you're adding, when you're opening, closing, adding, or reducing a position. So yeah, and we'll talk about more of this. So basically, get all of your questions together that you may have. You can write them down, and when we have the Zoom meeting, you can ask any question, and I'll be willing to answer. If I don't know the answer to the question, I'll definitely be able to go and find it for you. So thanks a lot for taking our class, and we hope you have a wonderful time, profitable time trading. Thanks.